In this episode of Stas Talk Stocks, guys, we're going to be going over 3 oversold stocks that I'm looking at right now that I'm looking to buy at some point very shortly here. And of course, we're going to break down the charts. We're going to go over entry and exit points if I do end up buying. So if you guys find value, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo. It is free money. We'll talk more about that later. All those stocks are linked down below. And with that being said, let's dive into it. So the first stock we're going to talk about today, guys, is good old Intel, ticker symbol INTC, which ended up going down 2% yesterday, down about 56 cents. Well, I guess exactly 56 cents, as the overall market did pretty well. We had all the indexes up, the Russell, the NASDAQ, the S&P, the Dow, everything went up as the VIX went down 2.3%. If you guys want to see my breakdown on the overall markets, go check out the videos from yesterday. We're not going to be doing that in this video. So Intel got very oversold yesterday, and quite frankly, it's been oversold over the past couple of days. You guys can see this stock got very hot just a couple of weeks ago, not even 2-3 weeks ago, pretty much right in that ballpark. Intel went from roughly 29 bucks all the way to $34, which was a very big move. That was in the span of 11 days. That's 18%. And even before that, guys, look at where the stock was in the end of February. Unbelievable. It went from 25 bucks all the way to $34. That is a move of 36% in 35 days. That is just unfreaking believable. And at this point, guys, it is just cooling off from 34 cents. Now it's at what, 30 bucks? It's down about 11% over the past 2-3, more like 3 weeks. So this is a spot that could, keyword is could, end up being a dip buy here on Intel. We're right by the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, which has held as support over the last couple of weeks. And look at the RSI down here, guys, at the bottom right. It is very oversold. We're now at what, 28.30 on the RSI on the 4-hour chart. So I would like to see buyers come in first. I'd like to wait for a confirmation, of course. And the key level that I'm looking at is right around $30.50, preferably 31 bucks. As you guys can see, based on that trend line that I just drew, 30 bucks to 31 bucks, that was a huge resistance all throughout this time period right here. That was from the middle of November all throughout pretty much the middle of February. For a good 3.5 months, we got rejected time and time again at this point on Intel. So we broke out of it. Now we're coming back to retest it. If we start holding, which I don't know if we will heading into this week, guys, but if we hold 30, 31, start to bounce towards 32, that's where I'm looking to take this, trade and maybe ride it back to 33, 34-ish dollars, which is the high, was the high from the beginning of April. So I'm going to set my alert, and mind you guys, the stock closed at $30.30 on the dot. So I'm going to set my alert at 31 bucks, mark is at or above, and we'll see where it goes from there. Now that I'm looking at it, guys, Intel's reporting earnings on the 7th, or 27th rather, which is next. What is that? Next Thursday, so a couple days from now. Let me actually pull up the Safari tab and see what these earnings are going to be looking like, potentially, because of course what we're going to talk about right now in a second, these are earnings estimates. Nothing is guaranteed, of course, in the stock market, and analysts, guys, they're not exactly right all the time. They'll give you a ballpark estimate, but it's not guaranteed that the numbers will be what they're projecting. So you guys can see right here, number of analysts that are covering this is 29, average EPS negative 15 cents, low estimate negative 22, high estimate negative 11, with a year ago's EPS being 87 cents. So yeah, they were profitable a year ago. Now they're not going to be profitable based on this. Again, high estimate, low estimate, average estimate, they're all in the red. And coming down a little bit more, number of analysts here on revenue, 28, and we have average revenue 11.06 billion, low estimate 10.89, high estimate 11.57, and a year ago they did $18 billion. And if you guys didn't know, guys, these businesses are cyclical, and of course, they got destroyed by the supply chain crisis, which we're not going to get into in this video, but look, their sales decline is going to be around 40% year over year, which is just nutty, guys. That is insane. And of course, a lot of that's probably already priced in, as the stock going back over here is down a good chunk from the recent highs, which if you guys don't remember, I'm not sure if you do, we'll cover it right now really quickly before we move on. Intel stock was once in the mid-50s not too long ago. If I pull the 3-year chart up, you'll see it. This stock was actually almost in the 70s back in March of 2021. So about 2 years ago, 68 bucks. A year ago, it was what? 50 bucks roughly, 55. Yeah, this thing has gotten destroyed. It's already pricing in that horrible revenue number year over year. So we'll see what happens with earnings, guys. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not really going to play this during earnings on the day of. Maybe I'll trade it heading into earnings because I'm not a big fan of holding through earnings. But then again, their earnings are later in the week next week, so we might be able to get away with something earlier in the week. We'll see how it goes, guys. But overall, let's see if 31 breaks and we get that confirmation back towards that, mid $30 level, maybe even higher than that. So the next one that I want to look at quickly here is Pinterest, ticker symbol PINS, which is down roughly, let's see, a good couple dollars from the recent high, not even, about $1.50. You guys can see on the 5-day, 5-minute, maybe on the 20-day chart. This just a couple of days ago was at 29 bucks roughly. We closed the week at 27.30, so it went down 5% throughout the week. Heading into earnings, which you guys can see, Pinterest is reporting the same day as Intel. So let me actually pull up their earnings estimate as well. Might as well, now that we're doing this, we're doing this little switcheroo here, guys. Bear with me. So Pinterest is PINS. There we go. Let's pull that up. Go to the analysis tab. All right, this is all great. There we go. Let me put my face here. Let's make my face. Actually, I don't even have to make my face smaller. So what we have right here, guys, based on 20 analysts on Pinterest, you guys see right here, they're looking to do EPS on average of 2 cents. All right, a little profit there. Low estimates, -3 cents. We have the high estimate at 7 cents, and a year ago they did roughly 10 cents in EPS. And on revenue, guys, look at that. Average revenue estimate, $592 million. Low estimate, 560. High estimate, 613, with a year ago them doing $574 million of sales. And you guys can see here, year over year, 3% sales growth. Oof, that's not that great for a growth company like Pinterest. Of course, sales growth has slowed down, and it's pretty evident there, right, guys? And it might pick up again. Who knows? We shall see. The comps are probably hard to beat, but we'll see. We'll see. Overall, pretty much flat revenue growth is what's expected, and I'm looking at this more as a trade, but of course, you got to realize, guys, these numbers are going to affect the short-term price action. That's why we're covering them here in this video. So at this point, we're pretty oversold on the R side, down to about 40 to 35 here on the 4-hour chart. We're right by the 180 SMA, which is great, which has held over the past couple of months, and we're at the bottom of this channel that I'm about to draw out. Look at this. Let me draw it out. Boom. I'll show you guys that. Bottom of the channel, well, more like the middle of the channel, but either way, we're above that moving average. Let's see if buyers come in. I'm looking to see if they come in around 27.50, maybe to push this back towards 29. Maybe we break 29. We shall see, guys. That's Pinterest. And before we move on, if you guys have not gotten up to 15 stocks yet for Moomoo, what are you waiting for? Listen, once you open up an account using that link down below, you get 1 free share of stock. If you deposit at least $100, you get 4 more stocks, totaling 5 stocks. And if you deposit at least $1,000, guys, it gets better. You get another 10 stocks, totaling 15 free stocks. And of course, it also helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys as always. So use that link down below. Get your stocks. Let me know what stocks you get in the comments. I appreciate you guys again as always. And with that being said, cheers. Let's talk about the last stock. So the last stock is AMD, which I've gotten requested the past couple of days in the comments a couple of times. So here we are. AMD is Advanced Micro Devices. This went down another 1.8% in the previous day of trading, and it went down under 90 bucks. Now it's down about 15 bucks from the recent high, which was hit, it looks like here, back about a month ago in the end of March. So it's down again 15 bucks, which equates to around 14%. So now AMD is back in correction territory, but it is still holding trend, guys. It is still holding trend. If I pull up the channel tool, look at what's going on here on Advanced Micro Devices. We are still clearly holding this trend, but we are now getting under the moving averages, which isn't the best sign on the 4-hour chart. But again, we're holding that trend. So the bulls are still fighting. They have a fighting chance. Now, heading into this week, guys, what I'm going to be watching for is, number one, if we're going to get a death cross or not, which right now we're on the verge of getting a death cross. The 50 SMA, in this case, the green line, crossing under the 180 SMA. That's very bearish. That would not be good. But if we're able to gap out of these moving averages on the 4-hour, which is why my alerts are set a little bit above the moving averages, might as well set another one at 92. If we're able to break out of these levels, guys, we start reversing, we start breaking the downtrend on the 20-day chart, which you guys can see is clear as day. That's going to be what the bulls need. We have to break out of the highs, not only from the highs from yesterday, but you know, the highs from all last week, which you can see clearly those highs were right around 92, 93 bucks. So if we start taking out those levels, guys, I'm telling you, AMD could catch fire, and it could catch fire very, very quickly. We can see a huge move on the stock, and it could be going anywhere from, at that point, 97, mid-high 90s. Heck, it might go back to the hundreds. Maybe it goes to the top of this channel, which is anywhere from 105 to 110 bucks. So those are 3 stocks heading into this week that are oversold that I'm looking at. So what are your thoughts? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Feel free to smash that like button and subscribe to this channel and my second channel, Stas Talks Money, which if you guys didn't know, I'm doing a $100 giveaway once we hit 1,000 subs, and I think we're at 350 right now. So run the subscribe button up on that second channel, Stas Talks Money, if you guys want to win some money. And of course, don't forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo, 12 stocks from Webull, and to check out my Patreon. All of those are down below. And with that being said, cheers, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.